So in 2008, I did a launch that would change everything for me. And I guess there's been a bunch of those launches along the way, but this was a true quantum leap. This was when I came out with Product Launch Formula 2.0. So PLF had been on the market since 2005, late 2005. And I've been selling it all along, and people were having just great, huge success. And I've been doing case studies with all these people. And along the way, I had been learning just an unbelievable amount. It was funny because I had this whole skill set that I'd honed over the years on how to do launches. But once I published Product Launch Formula, then all of a sudden, I had all these people out there doing it, and then they would report back to me and tell me what their results were. And they would also tell me whatever tweaks they had come up with, any new ideas. So all of a sudden it went from, I having a little bit more knowledge and I'd done all this experience to all of a sudden this quantum leap forward, because I had this whole army of PLF owners out there who are reporting back to me, giving me their results and their ideas and their tweaks and their new strategies and tactics. So I took all of that and I put it into that 2.0 launch. So it came out with PLF 2.0, jumped the price. The original price was lots of changes. So we went from $1,000 to $2,000 because frankly, the market had moved. $1,000 when I first released PLF was the top end of the market. And then the market moved, and now I was able to price at $2,000. And I really haven't talked about pricing too much in this 30-day series, but pricing is a big deal. It's a whole nother topic I'll cover some other time. But in any case, I always want to be at the top of the market because I have a premium product, and it creates premium impact and premium results, so I want to be premium priced. And so I moved again to be at the top of the market, priced it at $2,000. We went from a physical product where I shipped a box of CDs and DVDs and books to an online product with, I think the training went from total training, the first PLF was, 8 or 9 or 10 hours. And it went to more like 30 to 35 hours because I'd learned so much. But the really cool thing is that I went online, so I didn't have to be shipping boxes out. Shipping boxes out is a pain in the neck. It's expensive. And also, with a CD and DVD, you do that and it's locked in. You have to make up 1,000 of those things and you're locked in. Whereas going online, I could continually tweak it. I could continually add bonuses. So lots and lots of changes, lots of additions. But the thing is I took everything I learned in that time and I just did a pretty epic launch. And it was such an epic launch that I actually had this nightmare right when we launched. And we went live and the site was live for, somewhere around 4 minutes or maybe between 4 and 6 minutes. And then there was just so much volume coming through, the server crashed. I had this really super beefy, dedicated machine, dedicated server, and the server just crashed. And when it crashed, it took down my shopping cart, it took down the membership site. It was just horrific. Some people think that it's a good idea to have your server crash or pretend your server crashed because it creates this idea of scarcity and social proof. And scarcity and social proof are really key mental triggers that I use quite a bit in my marketing, but having a server crash is never a good idea because when it came up, there was all kinds of things that were messed up. And there were some people, in those 4 or 5 minutes, they put in their credit card information, they hit the order button, and then something came up that said, server not found. And when someone thinks they're putting in a $2,000 order and then they get a server not found, they're never going to be happy. It's never a comfortable situation. So we were just instantly thrown into the biggest amount of turmoil. Also, my help desk was on that server, and it was just an absolute nightmare. In fact, at that point, I had Betty was my one person on the team, really. I had John helping me out as well, but Betty was my only customer service person. So all of a sudden, my wife Mary was pulled into customer service, and Betty and Mary were working like 18 hours a day for a week, literally to figure it out from that server crash. So that was all the bad news. The good news is when the server did come up after about an hour, the orders came flooding in like you could not imagine. It was, from a marketing standpoint, I'm sure we lost a lot of business, because when people, site not found, server not found, they either lost confidence in me or they thought it was some kind of shenanigans going on. And so I'm sure we lost people that ended up going away and never came back. But a lot of people did come back. And in the 53 minutes after that server came back up, we did $1 million in sales. $1 million in 53 minutes. Now, if you flash back, this is 2008. So it's been 12 years since I started my business when I didn't think someone would actually pay me for anything. I didn't have this confidence that I could create value. It was just a shot in the dark. I was starting this business just to have something to put on my resume so I can get back into school. As this accidental entrepreneur back then, it shows you just baby steps and moving forward and just identifying the next action that you need to take. Not identifying what the step is 10 steps from now, 20 steps from now, 100 steps from now, but what's the next action I need to take? And that's what I've done for 12 years, and here I was sitting, 53 minutes, $1 million in sales. We went on to do $3.73 million in sales in 34 hours. I only left the launch open for 34 hours because, again, the customer service demands were just absolutely epic. It literally took us a week to 2 weeks to catch up on the whole customer service end. So I didn't, at that point we had 3.7 million. We had, I don't know what it was, over near 2,000 orders came in. And I just said, let's just shut this down so we can service these customers. And we're not going to worry about any more money at this point because, frankly, it's bursting at the seams and we can barely handle and service the people we've got. But it just goes to show you, when you build a brand, when you just put one step in front of the other and you build a brand, that's what I did. I released the first product in 2005, and then I spent the next 3 years working with my clients and making sure they had success, gathering case studies, improving the product, and version 2.0 was this unbelievably epic success. Now, there's this interesting thing that every time you have a success or you solve a problem, there's the roots of the next challenge in that success. And I will tell you, it was unbelievable success. I could not believe 3.7, and of course, 3.7 million. I don't get to keep all of that, of course. I've got partners I'm paying, and I did at this point had people on my team I'm paying, and there's costs. There are absolutely costs involved. So it's not like it went all into my pockets, but it was an amazing result. But like I said, every huge win, every success, every problem solved has the next challenge inherent in it. And I was about to face a really big challenge, and I would cover that in an upcoming video. So if this could be helpful to anyone, go ahead and share it with them. Otherwise, just scroll down and leave a comment wherever you're watching this, whether it's on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page or on my blog at jeffwalker.com. Scroll down, leave a comment, tell me what you thought, and let's go get them this week.